Nevada women's basketball topped San Diego State 70-64 on the road this past Wednesday. It was the Wolfpack's highest scoring performance of the regular season and also a major milestone for head coach Jane Albright, collecting career win number 500. Pleased to be joined now by Jane Albright. Congratulations, 500 career wins. That says a lot about the tradition that you've established as a head coach. What would you say that you attribute the most to your continued success?
I just think the people that are around me, my staff, has always been very wonderful, and the players we recruit, it's always going to be about them. Some very patient athletic directors that understand that it's not always about having to win every single game. There's a lot more to it, although we do love to win.
Learning from Pat Summitt earlier in your career at Tennessee, has that influenced you in your coaching tenure?
Yeah, it certainly did. It was kind of like getting a whole download of a defensive system early on. You know, that was before you were born. It's hard to remember or imagine that there wasn't like ESPN all the time. You know, games weren't on television. You couldn't get, I get like probably 20 emails a day giving me some type of basketball knowledge. I just have to click and they want me to buy something or watch something. You know, we studied from books really and went to clinics, and that's how you learned about this great game. So that's what I had done as a high school coach. I would, go to a medalist clinic or just read a book. And basically, when I got to go work for Pat, I think I wrote down everything she said for a couple of years, and just really, it was my first really opening my eyes to this great sport of basketball and how to put in systems, defensive systems. I think that was what she was better than anybody at, and I still refer to those notes and know that system that she taught me.
I'm sure you so happy for her and the success that she had in her career, just like your girls have had for you. You know, they all had their signs and everything celebrating you after the game. What has that support been like, not just from the team, but from the Wolfpack community and family?
Well, it's not a secret. This is my favorite place I've ever coached and lived. I love the people here. I think they really get me and I get them. And I love everything about it. I think it's education at its finest. I think it's, I love Mountain West Conference. And so I think it's not that level that everybody thinks that, you have to. I think when I got run out of town at Wisconsin, I think we were second in the Big Ten, and I think we were 16th in the country, and that wasn't good enough for them, So it's not that here. That wasn't really a good match for me as far as I need a little more. There's a lot more to life to teach these kids, and certainly I'm very, very blessed to be here.
Pretty special also, I'm sure, to have this moment celebrated in a time when National Girls and Women in Sports Day is just right around the corner. This milestone, coming at a time when recognizing women in sports history is so important.
Absolutely. Well, when I was in high school, the stats say that 1 in 27 girls played sports. So again, that was 1973 when I graduated. And so my high school of 800, if you say it was 400 girls, that would mean that there were 16 girls that played any type of sports. And that's not like that. Today it's 1 in 3. So it's really, really awesome to be able to have grown with that and seen that, and just because sports can teach lots of lessons that nothing else can teach you.
And you've done a wonderful job at that with this team. Now this year in particular, you guys have gotten off to a bit of a tough start.
A bit of a tough start. You can go on and say it. It was really hard.
Well, losing 3 starters to injury, it's not something that you go into expecting to have happen, but this team has really started to come into its own in this recent stretch. What would you say that you credit that to?
Just repetition. I mean, we, and patience, and a great, my staff has been really, just our players want to be really good. And, I think that players that should have been playing maybe 12 minutes as a backup to a starter, someone that's waited to do their time as a junior and senior, they were thrust into, I've got to start, I've got to produce right away. If I don't produce, we're not going to win. And so we were pretty much behind the 8 ball, and it was a really, really hard month of December. I saw a change in them. They're very resilient kids, and after Christmas, I really kind of realized we didn't think we could win when we came back for Christmas. I kind of got into this, how do they think about, because I was pretty excited about, we get to start again. I could see that they're like, I don't know about this. So we really kind of spent a lot of time teaching them that we can win, just in believing it. And then they started believing it, and then they got more reps. And like at San Diego, Rihanna had her career high, 9 rebounds, I think 16 points. So now she's played, she understands our system. In December, she didn't know what I was telling her to do. She had no idea. And so she would turn the ball over or, go to her default mode, which is just put the ball on the floor and drive. So now she can penetrate, kick it out. She, say that they understand. Basketball's not that hard of a game, but you do need repetition.
Well, that repetition is definitely paying off, and not an injury, but a loss nonetheless. Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year, Mimi Mungeti, is no longer on the floor with you, yet still the post presence is ever present, just there, ranking second in the Mountain West this season in block shots. What's been so effective down low for you?
Well, I think Camille Williams is our post coach and just does a great job of really working with them. And I think they understand help side defense. And, it's hard to score for a team, and it has been pretty hard to score for us. You have to be a great defensive team. You have to think about it all the time. So Mimi did teach us a lot about blocking shots. And I think really where we've missed her more than anything has been rebounding. Almost every game we're getting out rebounded. I think we really just let our 6'8" player get the rebounds a lot of time last year. We would just let her take care of that. So that's something that we still need to keep getting a lot better at. But I think our players are understanding our defensive system better every game. And, our field goal percentage defense is improving. That's the stat I think that really has improved the most since December. I think teams were shooting in the high 50s against us early on because we didn't understand. Bobby Knight always said it takes 4 years to teach a team defense, and we had about 4 days, when our third starter went down, so it wasn't very pretty.
Well, you can definitely see the improvement is there.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time, Coach, and once again, congratulations.
All right. Thanks to everything y'all do for the Mountain West.
Once again, that was head coach of Nevada women's basketball, Jane Albright. From the Mountain West Network studio, I'm Stormy Buonantony.